All right, all right. Sounds good to me. We are ready to get going. It is the Best of Five podcast with here with at their new venue. Hashtag Arena.
Yeah. Hashtag Arena. This place is amazing. Dude.
That's pretty sick.
Hands down the most legit studio I've ever seen.
No, I definitely like it. You can all see for yourself. Like it's pretty slick. Pretty
slick
stuff.
dude.
So,
No,
big thanks to them for letting us do our thing here. But it's it's you and me.
Yeah.
It's no Fuyoshi tonight, but that's okay. We'll hold it down.
No King Fuyoshi will hold it. The duo though.
That's true. And remember, I'm Nerf and this is X.
Yeah, that's correct, guys. Thank you for joining with us today. A lot of fun stuff, interesting stuff to talk about. Some things you've probably heard a little bit about. We'll dig into it and give you our perspective, our thoughts.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, we have to go over brackets first, so that's the usual order of business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while, so obviously we're really just going to mostly talk about the past week in Smash Ultimate, and we're also just going to talk about the Big House. So the Big House 9, that was the big major that most recently happened in the past hiatus that we took. So basically, that was a 1,000-person Ultimate entry, and basically it was like an S tier. So we have an S tier in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. That was pretty big. We had a lot of our representation, so we had Puppet and Wadi both out there.
Well, let's go.
Wadi ended up getting 9th. Which was good. Wadi. I mean, yeah, for sure. Keeping it strong, like very consistent player. Like, not, sometimes he breaks just under top 8, and sometimes he just doesn't break top 8, but it's okay.
Just a quick note: what I love about Wadi is just how calm he is all the time.
Yeah.
He never looks like very distressed. He's like, this is.
Oh no, his mentality is absolutely really good.
Yeah,
you always see after a tournament, he always ends up going around and he's like, he'll tweet out something like, I'm pretty happy with my placing, but I know that there's so much more that I need to be doing. And so it's like,
he's hungry.
Yeah, for sure. He's very humble in his wins and his like successes, but also knows where he has to grow and like achieve faster. Obviously, like he still sometimes will like slag off and like play League a lot and not play Smash, not ever practice Smash. But that's just the mentality that he has. Sometimes.
You gotta be happy too. So if playing League gives you a break from playing Smash, I'm not sure what that says about Smash. But.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also like maybe that's true. Maybe he's like he feels like he doesn't have to, and for the most part, he really doesn't. I mean, I feel like everyone always tells him that if he practiced, he would obviously be like one of the best, easily one of the best.
Awesome.
Like if he practiced consistently,
nice.
Unstoppable.
All right, what else do we got?
So that was Wadi, obviously, but then we have in Melee. So we had the big win with Mango. When Mango wins,
I didn't know. So
okay,
I'm the first time hearing it. I know he won already, but lay it out for me. What went down?
When Mango wins, and he wins over Zane. So Zane was obviously Marth, and then Mango playing his Falco like.
He went Falco.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
So Mango's so strong, and even when he's like the most inebriated, even when he's completely out of it, like I swear the man has just the raw muscle memory talent.
I love that he rocks the American flag in like any way he can.
I know. I'm not a huge fan of all like the USA chants. I think that's kind of goofy. But I mean,
really?
I think it's kind of goofy. But I mean, I understand where it comes from. It's just like it's all a meme. Like, I get that, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Other than that, like I mean, I really think that it's just such an interesting phenomenon when Mango wins because everyone's so happy, right?
Yeah.
No one can be upset when Mango wins.
He's such a good. He just plays to the crowd. I think the crowd just loves him.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a great like face character for the Smash community.
And I think because obviously he's so talented, but he just always seems to be having such a good time.
Yeah.
Just in
he loves the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to of course everybody loves. We love Hungry Box. We love Armada. But
sure. A lot of people don't love Hungry Box.
I was trying to be nice, but I was feeling that too.
Like, I know you say that, but it's just like I like Hungry Box.
It's true.
I don't have anything against Hungry Box, but there are a lot of haters.
I could understand some of the criticisms. I was just trying to be nice.
I understand.
But to continue on with it though. But what I love about Mango, he always seems to be having so much fun. He's just like, won, I didn't win, or it's just so easy about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that mentality.
Yeah, no, it's true, and he is infectious. It's like he always has this love for the game that is infectious, and a lot of people just can get swept up in it and be like, sometimes you might disagree with him, but it's like Mango always has fun, and it's just like, and that's just he's a fun, lighthearted person in the community, and so that's always good. It's always good.
Yeah.
He's definitely a danger to himself and others. It's like the old saying is it's like he's just a danger. But we love a little danger. We love a little danger. So.
Yeah. All right. So we got that.
So
going on
Mango
for
wins. Mango wins over Zane. Leffen gets third, and Fiction gets fourth. Leffen, so a close win from Leffen. Leffen's been having kind of like an interesting year. Yeah. Very interesting. Like coming out with the win over Salem in Ultimate, that like riding that high, right? I saw that live. That was so much fun. Like literally, I was in the crowd, like
that guy
just
you kind of want to hate.
Yeah.
He's a guy you kind of want to hate at times, but it just
for sure.
So much respect for him too. You know?
For sure. I mean, he has one of those personalities, but I mean, it's like he always knows when to like kind of like take a step back and like not get caught up in the negativity, right? So it's like sometimes one of the criticisms of like someone like Salem is that they kind of feed into it. Leffen kind of backs off when he knows that like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Obviously we saw if he is a good heel character, right? Then Salem's kind of like a badly written heel character.
Oh,
right.
Okay,
But
I
mean,
like that,
Leffen is his own guy, and he's still pretty dominant in melee. Like I mean, that's the thing is like he was having, Big House was having a lot of issues like cold hands. Like apparently up on stream, it was like the coldest place on earth. It was like Antarctica.
That's
up there.
the worst.
Right, so literally like people's hands are freezing up, and Leffen's having like the same issue because he's like worried about injuring his hands because he's had like a consistent like hand pain issue.
Yeah.
So it's like he definitely needs to like take it easy, and he's been pushing himself a lot at these majors. So it's like he always says that he's gonna take it easy, he's gonna take a break, but then he ends up like pushing himself harder whenever he does come back, and it's just like I don't know, it's hard to watch. It's hard to see it and be like know what to do and be like, oh, if I was in this situation, blah blah blah, but it doesn't matter because you're not. It's like hard to say.
Yeah, so we got that going on.
Anyway, so that's melee.
Okay.
In Ultimate, we had Zachary winning. Now let's talk about the Zachary win. So Zachary winning is kind of interesting because I mean he's like a very young, very young. He's like 16, 17. I don't think he's older. I don't think he's 17. I think he's a little bit young. I think he's 16. I think he's 16ish, and the kid is like super strong, very 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 dominant. I mean,
plays Wolf if I remember.
Well, he used to, right? He dropped Wolf, and he plays a lot of characters. Like that's the thing. He plays so many characters, and he plays a lot of them very well. Like Rob, good Rob player.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think of who else. I think he played some Joker. But Zachary, very, very strong player. And, I think he did play. He might have played a little bit of Wolf this weekend, actually. I have no idea. I don't know. But he did say something in the past about how he's dropping Wolf. It's not that bad. Yeah, Zachary won over DeBuzz. Right. So Zachary won over DeBuzz. And, showing that, remember, like Japan, whenever they come out to America, some of them do well, some of them don't. Right. It's like, I mean, when I say well, I mean like, top 16. Like doing top 32 is still like really good, and a lot of them do that. So it's like that's obviously it's like levels, right? Levels.
Yeah, and just to put some perspective in, I don't know what the total count of attendees was at Big House.
1,000 for Ultimate. 1,000 for Ultimate.
1,000
for Ultimate, just for Ultimate. Yeah. So Ultimate was over 1,000.
So that's great, but something to keep in mind, guys. If you're not huge followers of Smash, a lot of tournaments will go 2,000, 3,000.
That's true.
So
I mean, SmashCon was like
a lot. Right. So getting top 128 in that.
You still have to win like at least like what, like 8 to 10 consecutive games
and just to point
in
out
just like a one pool
as well too. You had mentioned that Zachary had to go over DeBuzz to
win. Yeah.
Now I've always considered DeBuzz kind of one of those gatekeepers for Smash. He's just always such a threat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he always used to be a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
But now he's just gotten second, so a little bit better than gatekeeper.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was no shade on.
On
the part of DeBuzz. I was
right.
saying
For sure.
that DeBuzz is always a consistent threat, and when I say gatekeeper, I mean like if there's somebody who deserves to be in top 8, it's usually going to be DeBuzz. DeBuzz deserves to be there.
Interesting.
And what I like about him is if you can make it past DeBuzz, you're in a pretty good spot. So that's amazing, Zachary.
For sure. I mean, Zachary getting that big S tier win, a lot of people were kind of expecting maybe like another of the Japanese players who went to Big House to like to win it, like maybe someone who's been like consistently at that level, like maybe T, or I mean, I'm a little biased against T. I mean, a little biased for T. Sorry, I love T. Right. So no, the Pac-Man. T, the Pac-Man.
Oh, TEA.
TEA, the Pac-Man. Yeah.
Okay,
T.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess There is also a player with just letter T. Yeah, of course. He's a Link main. Anyway, but yeah. Then there's that, or Abadongo. Abadongo ended up winning Squad Strike actually, because he has another character, or another player with a wide range of characters.
Yeah.
Very good. Knows how to play Wario and Inkling and a couple others. So.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong squads player. We also had in Squad Strike, I mean, we actually had some pretty good. So Puppy didn't do as well in singles, but in Squad Strike he got third, which was really awesome. Yeah. And we also had Seagull Joe coming in on fourth place in Squad Strike.
Hey, Seagull Joe.
Let's go Seagull Joe. Let's go Seagull. So let's shout out to Seagull Joe for having the nicest wide character roster. Like, just I was like, oh yeah, I know, knows how to play at least 3 characters at a high level.
If
like
I was Seagull Joe,
at
I'd
least
still
3.
be holding on to that dub over 0 in Smash 4.
Right.
All day.
I mean, Seagull Joe has the potential to play, anywhere between 3 and 74 characters at a high level. Right? Right. It's like, oh yeah, he says, anytime his plant is nice. Oh, my pit is nice. Oh, my Bowser Jr. is nice. It's hype.
My Wii Fit trainer though.
My Wii Fit trainer is hype. It's exactly. I could see it. Like in a year, we're gonna be seeing it. Like Seagull Joe will be like, I have played every character in the roster for at least 1 month each, and now I have put in the hours, and now I can I can safely claim that I am the hypest. Okay. Anyway.
Super talented.
Yeah. Oh no, super good. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I got fourth at Squad Strike. So very good. Good on them. Big House obviously was a pretty big one. No pun intended.
Big House
I guess.
is a big one.
It was big house. Then we had this past week at the Cave.
Yeah.
Right, and at the Cave, let me think.
64 entrants.
Yeah, it was like 64 entrants. Very nice number. I like that. Little throwback Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday. What do you know? Hey, that was perfect. Anyway, but Rags wins it over Matador in grand finals.
I was wondering how that played out.
Yeah. So
good.
Rags won through winners. Right, obviously didn't lose a set the entire bracket. Very good player. Played some Joker and then switched to Greninja mostly through to the later ends of bracket.
Oh, okay.
So lots more Greninja towards the end. Played a little bit of like Joker, in the later echelons as well. But I mean, mostly, like you might have done like 1 game out of the set for Joker, and then switched. Very interesting stuff because I mean, I know a lot of it was stage counter pick based, so that was kind of a big deal. The fact that he always gravitates towards like very flat stages, long, wide, flat stages. So it's like town and city.
And remind me again, where does Rags place in the PR for Smash Ultimate?
Oh, that is a good question. You asked me, and I don't have the list on me. It's
high.
pretty high.
Very high.
I mean, I think it's like anywhere between like 5 and 10. I think it's like between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
So he's on the upper half. Yeah, he's on the upper half. Of course, that doesn't really matter anymore because we do have the next PR that is we're waiting to see.
Yeah, very
right. The next,
to see that.
and he's probably
get first.
Well,
Sarcasm.
Wadi absolutely, because Wadi did put in the tournaments.
Wadi's
he
number 1 since 2016.
Except when he was 0 last season. Remember?
Oh no.
He was 0 last season because he didn't go to enough tournaments in the region, right? So that's actually one of the reasons why he wanted to continue to go to locals again and come back this season and pull it up. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So there you go. You have Wadi at
Wadi's
0. Pape was number 1. Pape was number 1.
Not know Pape
and that was
good.
Well, the reason that Pape was number 1 was because Pape was also doing well at the majors, right? Yeah. So it's that those majors were really good, doing well at Glitch and all that kind of, or not Glitch, but Pound. Doing well at Pound.
Number 20, Matador 19.
Right, Matador is number 19. I mean,
all right, Carmelia's probably not going to be in.
Yeah, probably not this season. Probably not this season, but we'll see. Wadi probably. I mean, he will definitely take the number 1 spot because no, he won't be. We probably won't have a 0. It'll just be Wadi because I mean they only gave him to Wadi.
Wadi would be 0.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, he would be 0 if there was, but they just do 1 to 10. The reason they do a 0 is like it's specifically for like an homage thing. Like it's like technically you didn't make the PR, right? Because you didn't make the requirements to meet the PR, right? You didn't go to enough tournaments in region. He was in California at the time, running through their locals and destroying them and taking their money. Right? It's like he was taking their money instead of locals.
Preoccupied with
destroying people. No, I'm serious. Like Wadi has not lost a local since like 2016.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't knocking the performance. I just love the way
For sure. But I mean, that's what he does. Like he goes, he went all through California and just like was there for like three majors and just like
Other news, Wadi
all
did
the locals.
wreak havoc on the West Coast.
He did.
Hurricane Wadi.
Yeah, it was a devastating loss. Poor went out for the homies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they know what it's like. They saw the Wii Fit, right? It's like they didn't even get the Rob. Like now that Wadi's back on the Rob, man, those SoCal people, they should count their blessings and be happy that they do not.
SoCal's a super strong region, though.
Oh yeah, they are. But I mean, the fact that Wadi was like,
went over there and
yeah, this was like a few months ago. So now that he's back, he's been going to a lot more locals. He's probably going to be on the number 1 on the PR again. But the question is like I don't know if Rags is going to be on the PR. Or I know he's going to be on the PR. He definitely went to enough tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be high enough, like where he deserves on the PR is what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
So it's like I don't think that because he didn't go to enough tournaments, doesn't have the results. I think that I'm worried that he's going to be a little bit lower on the PR, which is going. I mean, and that's just going to make things look weird because it's like he's definitely a top 10 player.
Sure.
So it's like if he's not in top 10, like that will look weird. That's just going to be like awkward.
Okay. That's all right.
But
great.
Anyway, other than that, like so Matador also coming out really strong this season. I think that his second place placing at the Cave last night, his consistent he won in this past season, like he won a Cave. He's very strong at the Cave, and he went to a couple Xanadu's as well and did well there. Not as well. I think it was like top 8.
Yeah.
I think he top 8 some.
Let me ask you, do you think Xanadu? Now, of course, the players from both venues are pretty much similar. Do you think players at the competition at VG Bootcamp or over there, do you think it's a little bit harder over there for transitioning players? If people that go to the Cave would want to go to VG Bootcamp, are there?
I mean, it's hard to say. So it's like literally the way I always say it is I always compare it as like the Cave. The Cave is sort of like a casino. Okay. Right, the Cave is sort of like a casino because you throw your money in, and you're like, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Okay.
Like I have no idea who's going to show up. I have no idea because we are right in the middle of the entire region, right? It's like the Cave is right in the middle of the entire region, right? Like Nova is like technically supposed to be one of the connectors, right? The connectors for like all of the different sub-regions that we have. People are supposed to be able to coalesce here, right? In Nova, right? So that's like that's the goal, right? So we want to be able to reach out to, MD people and SOVA people and SWEVA like all the people in Southwest VA, people from West Virginia, even people from Philadelphia, people like that, like anyone who's like out there in the next, 100-mile radius, anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's like
a big mix pool, and it's kind of a mystery.
Right. For sure, and that's for like obviously for like bigger tournaments as well. But I mean, in terms of like locals, the Cave is really stacked, but Xanadu is so there's so many people that go. Like there's just consistently so many people that go to that that venue.
Yeah, I don't know what their output is, but I know it's quite high. So all right.
Yeah, I mean they just have a lot of entrants.
Yeah.
Like just consistently. So it's like a lot of people would say like, oh, there's more like pot fillers or like randoms there, but it's like obviously they still are probably pretty good in their own right.
Very strong region.
But anytime anyone comes to the Cave, like one of the main things is like, wow, I can't believe I lost round 2 to this person.
Yeah,
right. And they say random, and we all just look at them and like, that's not really that random. That's Cordy. I don't know. It's like that's Cordy, dude. I don't actually know. That's actually Cordy. He comes here a lot. Sorry, dude.
I love that though, right? Just that mystery at the Cave.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's always like, who knows? The big question mark is always the big question mark. Like, I don't know who's gonna show up. Maybe Wadi will be here. I don't know.
When we're doing commentary, Nerf. And I don't know if it was you and I commentating, but I was commentating with somebody, and someone had come on the players on the stream. I can't remember who the stream setup. I can't remember what the player's name was, but we had that exact same moment where we didn't know. We were like, okay, this could be we've never seen this person before.
That's true.
Could be somebody amazing. Could be just someone there for the first time, just trying to stretch.
Right. But you never know. I mean, that is true. And we do have a lot of people who are like, this is my first tournament, and that's always good to see. Because like I always liked seeing that, because that, obviously we try to be a welcoming environment. We try to bring more people into the fold and try to get them inspired and ignite that.
Having gone to so many different venues, I love. That's one of my favorite things about the cave, is just how friendly everybody is, how welcoming. It's a place you can go. You don't know anybody.
Very
you
homey.
Make friends.
Yeah, very homey.
You can make friends that day. Easy to understand. Things are well laid out. So
for sure.
Lots of love for the cave.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, we go there every week, so it's like, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a thing. So I love seeing just growth, like just not just growth in like certain players who are already in, but like growth of the scene. Like that's always like what this is all about. Like this is all about like making sure you to reach out and get more people in.
Yeah,
and
there's so many players. There's so many players that go there
like a big tent
that don't really have many friends, or
give them
maybe
an
aren't
escape.
so social.
Exactly.
And it's a wonderful place to go and to be around other people who enjoy playing video games.
Yeah, and it gives you something to talk about, right? It's like you make friends through like commonalities. So it's like,
and if you guys didn't know, Nerf and I are actually best friends. We have tattoos of each other's names.
It's on my. It's not. I don't have one. I don't even have tattoos. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't have
to
have
lie.
one.
I got a few.
No, you don't have. You don't have. That's not real. That's not real.
Yeah, this is. I just put this on before though.
Yeah, see, that's fake. I can see. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I don't know what other than that. So
seriously,
in terms of like the PR for next season.
Yeah.
So in terms of the PR for next season, I'm interested to see. I mean, obviously we're waiting on the image, right? The image is the way to, release it, right?
Yeah.
Like they're probably the PR council has already finished it. I have no idea. Probably in the next week. I really hope in the next week. I really hope in the next week, because I mean that's the thing. Like the season ended like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It's been long enough. I think we're getting ready to see that.
Somebody tweet at me.
Somebody's got that image somewhere out there. I don't know. If you don't leak it, but I mean,
X12. Somebody tweet at me when that comes available.
You shouldn't leak it, but I mean, if you know where to find me, you can know where to find me on Twitter. So it's like I'm just saying.
Get at him.
I'm just saying. Like,
get at him.
You can just DM it to me, and I'll just be like, oh, let me just see who's on. Oh, what do you know? I just got some little birdie information. I can't do that. Okay, but that's fine.
So waiting on the PR, so that's exciting.
Right.
We had Big House. We talked about Melee. We got some Ultimate.
And I guess the other big thing that we really have to talk about tonight is
tell them
Blizzard. Woo! Yeah, you all know
everybody has something to say.
All right.
Nerf, lay it out for me right now. I'm new. Let's say I know nothing. Please give me the highlights.
Okay, well, it all started back in the 80s.
All right, not that far back.
Oh, you really? You don't want to get that story? Oh, okay. Well, then,
so the little boy who had a dream of a company called Blizzard.
Oh my God! It seems as though I was in a dream. Okay. No, I can't. No. So Blizzard is a company. Blizzard is a video game company. Yeah. They make some mistakes sometimes. We love talking about Blizzard's mistakes here on the Best of 5 podcast. Yeah. I will say that. We love it. So much so that we're going to do it right now, an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So Blizzard has now kind of sold out. And what I mean by that is they have all this like share money that's like invested by China, right? So China has a lot of money invested in Blizzard.
Yeah.
Right. And so China, and I say China like the whole country because that's how the country works. Right. It's like that's how China works.
Yeah.
So China is invested, and China wants you to do China things. Be like, okay, do not you can't show any pro Hong Kong propaganda or what they call propaganda, right? Or you can't show any things that are negative about China. You have to follow Chinese censorship laws, stuff like that. So there are ways to get around most of those things. Like the censorship laws are a little bit easier because you could broadcast something differently to a different country. Sometimes you have different versions, right? So it's like you can't show a skeleton in Chinese censorship laws. You can't show a skeleton. Like you just can't do it.
That's how China.
Other than that, like I mean, that's you can just edit that out, right? For the Chinese release.
Yeah.
That's just one way to do it. Other than that, there's just so many other issues that pile up, and Blizzard, what really was the straw that broke the camel's back this time was Blizzard had a Hearthstone tournament
Okay.
And Hearthstone tournament was won by or I think it was either got first or second. And the guy said something about Hong Kong. He was like pro-revolution in Hong Kong, which is, very political.
Pro the riots.
Right, very political, right? They want democracy and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like they want to be like sort of an independent democracy.
Sure.
China doesn't like that, and so Blizzard, as a result, they ended up taking away his win, like stripping him of his earnings,
Wow.
banning him for a year.
Oh.
And it was really bad.
And
like, it was very bad PR.
You think that was a move that was incentivized by some government political?
Oh, absolutely.
That has
like I mean, that's the thing,
Blizzard?
because you know that like the Chinese government has this sort of like hand
Control.
in a lot of stuff in American culture. We see it with the NBA as well. Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like I don't know if you've been following that controversy.
Not
as
too
well.
much.
Okay, I've been following this one even less, but the gist of it is like people are talking about the genocide that is happening in what a lot of people are calling a genocide in China against Chinese Muslims.
Yeah.
Right. So China is basically engaging in this in this behavior that these actions that are pretty reprehensible, if they are actually true. So it's like very, very, very brutal, cruel stuff. So it's like I can understand like why a lot of people are choosing to speak out on this kind of stuff, but they are being pushed down upon by the NBA, right? So the NBA's their players are not allowed to say anything about this because China has like money in the NBA, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of calls to boycott both the NBA and Blizzard now. Blizzard is getting a lot of calls, and that's it. That's the dilemma.
So Blizzard bans that player for support of the riots, the protests, the uprising for democracy that some of the citizens have had, and
essentially like Viva la Revolución, like essentially like that. It's just like live the revolution. So essentially like that, but
so Blizzard takes action and bans him. Now that doesn't seem like a typical part of cancel culture. Where somebody says something or does something. No, it's not. I'm saying it's out of character. Like it's a bit strange. So I think it's definitely fair and understandable to have to think that the Chinese government had something to do with that.
Right.
Obviously that's one thing I love about the internet though, right? I mean, as soon as something like that happens and it reaches, the internet, most people would have that same reaction.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
What's going on? And people have been extremely vocal and outspoken, and as well they should be.
No, it's true, and that really raises questions about like how important should these censorship laws, like I mean how much power do we give foreign governments to like engage in just because they have money, right? Just because it's all about the money.
All about the money, right? Public image, money.
Right, and once you get engaged in these contracts, I'm sure that they probably have like ways to like get back at you and be like, oh, hey, by the way, like our contract specifies that you have to do this, and you're like, oh, I already signed that, like, oops.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that. So I think it's just going to take a concerted effort to, have more industry standards. Like, it's like we just need to really take a stand. And a lot of people are asking Blizzard employees to make a public, notification or public statement.
Sure.
They want to see some retribution. They want to see they want to see this guy who deserved the win and actually played the game and like won his placing based on how well he played to like actually get what he deserved and not have like politics strip him of his title. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely messed up. He earned his right to through skill, through hard work.
Right.
So definitely not cool on Blizzard's part. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's unfortunate to see, but I'm glad people are outspoken about it. Something will happen when people are so outspoken about something like this. Same thing with like the whole like Steve Irwin and PETA.
Oh yeah,
like that's one of my favorite online.
PETA definitely doesn't have like the best.
No.
In the first place,
I just strictly speaking on the case of. How things that aren't okay, if they fall on ears, it specifically has to do with gaming or.
No, that's true.
People are very outspoken.
I mean, it's just hard. Yeah, it's hard because it's like a lot of people are just trying to play the game, but remember, like, there is sort of that political element always like looming.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if it has money, If it has influence and money, you can be
Yeah.
sure there's some kind of overseeing governance who, at the very least, has a watchful eye over it. So, and it seems like this was definitely past that in the form of overreaching and firing him. So,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, absolutely.
definitely curious what you guys think about this.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Make sure, if anybody out there has some opinions on that, make sure to send it to us. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
We might end up talking about them next week.
Yeah.
For right now, I mean, it's just up to Blizzard. It's like it's so hard to characterize like Blizzard as just like one entity because it's not. Right, there are so many moving parts and like many subsections of Blizzard that probably have their own opinions and views on this.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just calling them sellouts and everything, and like, and in some way, like, there is like a grain of truth in that. But I mean, I think that it goes a little bit deeper than that. Blizzard has consistently done less to accommodate the player and more to accommodate
Sponsor.
Yeah. Like,
and you said this earlier, Nerf, with money. So, all right. So we got the crazy Blizzard stuff. Maybe we'll circle back to that. What else do we have?
Well, let's see. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I'm sure there's tons of stuff.
I'm sure. Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you this, Nerf. Since we're on the topic of opinion here, Banjo-Kazooie dude, what?
Oh yeah.
Where's he at?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
As we wait for Terry. I'm
most
still
harmless
curious.
name ever, by the way, Terry.
Terry Bogard.
No.
Terry
Terry's
Bogard,
coming.
man, doesn't sound very intimidating at all. But this man's gonna throw a fist through your jaw.
Right, exactly.
Right, and so anyway, other than that, like, I mean, Banjo-Kazooie has been out for a while. I think we're ready to give some. I mean, there's not really much difference, right? So it's like he's pretty much where we expected him.
Yeah.
Right. It's like whenever he came out, we always had this idea of like, okay, he's probably going to be high tier, high skill champion.
High mid tier
character.
or what?
I mean, high tier, just high tier.
Just high tier.
Maybe like
All right.
lower high tier, but I mean,
Yeah.
he's pretty good. Like, I mean, he's still got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
He's a little inconsistent with stuff. Like we saw the inconsistencies with his nair, with his up air sometimes. It's just all about hitboxes, and you just got to be a precise person with your character. It's like there are certain things that the character can do, and there are certain things that the character can't do.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, sure, Wonder Wing is pretty impressive sometimes.
Is that the side B?
That's the side B.
I love that move. The Wonder Wing is like my favorite move.
I bet you
in
would.
Smash.
A lot of people like that too because it's invincible and it just lasts for so long and it covers so much
so
space
good.
and it's a great edge guard.
It's
and
such a lasting hitbox too.
It's everything. It's everything you can imagine. So it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I mean, that's why Waddy picked him up, right? So Waddy picked him up.
Oh, Waddy did pick up Banjo-Kazooie.
Right. So
oh my god.
Because he does play a little bit like Rob, and I mean, in certain ways, he's a smaller body. He's a little bit. I mean, he's like as heavy as Snake.
Oh,
so it's like
decent weight.
Yeah. So in weight, so he's got the same weight as Snake.
Yeah.
But he also has like projectile game, and it's like a little bit of somewhat setup based, but it's also like very quick, good edge guarding with projectiles. Waddy's very good at that with the gyro and the laser. So Waddy knows his angles, knows where to throw his projectiles off stage.
Yeah.
Which is why he's so good with Banjo as well, because you got the grenade and you got the neutral B, which is like the little egg shooter. Pellet gun. And then other than that, like, I mean, what? It's a big side B, right? It's like he loves that Rob side B. It's like there's no question why he loves the Banjo side B.
Why he wouldn't? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's even safer. It doesn't reflect projectiles, but it doesn't have to because it goes right through them.
If you miss, it can be super punishable.
Yeah, that is true. But same with Rob side B, and he never misses.
Right.
That's the goal. Is like he never uses the side B until he absolutely knows it's gonna hit. Right. Like, all right, this is an absolute, like the trump card.
Sure. But there's still some risk with that, of course.
Right. There is still some risk. Exactly. It's like if he miscalculates, like it's over.
Yeah.
Like you get punished for it. But same with the Banjo side B, and he's getting better. So it's like he hasn't gone to the last couple of Ks. So the throne has been open. We did see Iota win, and then we saw Matador. We saw Rags win, rather.
Rags win.
Yeah, so Iota and then Rags, and
who's Rags rocking with now?
Greninja.
Greninja.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I said, we're talking about he stopped playing the Inkling a while back, but then
that's right. That's who he's playing.
He switched to Greninja, and then he picked up Joker most recently.
Okay.
Joker's a bit of a secondary for him, and he's doing well.
I know he's got the DK in there somewhere.
He does have the DK, but I mean, it's also like still DK, and he knows that like he knows the character. He only does it for fun when he really wants to, just like when he knows it's going to be an easy easy game, easy life.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really worry too much about that.
He doesn't take it into high placings.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well,
further in bracket.
Right, certainly not. I mean, he doesn't really bring it out in bracket anymore at all.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it. Maybe in friendlies. I don't see it very
much.
Then
I was gonna say, now that you mention it, mostly just friendlies. I've noticed.
Yeah, cool. For sure. I mean, maybe dubs, but I don't know. I don't know if
that'd seem even worse.
Or maybe he does Joker and dubs. I think he probably does Joker and dubs. That's probably the smarter choice.
Sure, yeah.
You see, if you actually want to win, just go Joker and dubs. That's the easy way to win doubles.
It's like Cloud and doubles, Cloud and 4.
Well, yeah, exactly. Cloud and 4 was pretty impressive, I heard. But it's nothing like Joker PT. Joker PT was ban worthy. You know why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you saw the craziness with the meter charge. So it's like basically what happens is if you Pokemon switch at a high percent, the higher percent you have, it basically just like the game thinks that you're stacking the damage. It takes the damage off and then reapplies it to the next Pokemon. So it actually, because in doubles, Joker gets meter whenever his partner is hit as well not just when he's hit, but when his partner is hit, he gets more meter to get Arsene.
A little bit of Lucario there.
So the extra comeback potential, and so when you do that with Pokemon Trainer, when you switch Pokemon at like 100%, the meter just goes dunk, dunk, dunk.
Oh my god!
And he gets instant Arsene. Like, I'm serious. Instant Arsene. I'm serious. You get like 5-second Arsene.
Papa Sakurai didn't catch that one.
I mean, they just but it seems as though like it was. No one said anything, right? They haven't changed it or anything. Yeah. So it's like, is it really It might have been intentional. That might have been just the way the character's supposed to be. Because remember, they don't really care about this DLC stuff.
It feels like we're approaching the more finalized version of Smash Ultimate. There have been plenty of patches, nerfs, buffs, all the things that come with that. But it feels like we're definitely approaching the more finalized version of this game. And we're still going to get some more DLC, which is awesome.
We are going to get some more DLC,
and we may see some more patches.
Right. I mean, who do you want to see? So now that the next wave is open, what do you want to see in the next 5? Like give me a top 3 on your list.
For characters?
For characters you want to see in the next pack. Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and say...
include like Echoes. I think this include...
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Titus from Final Fantasy X because I think that'd be awesome.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Titus from Final Fantasy X.
Another Final Fantasy rep. Probably not going to happen though.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
But
good wishful thinking. Okay. Remember, it's Square.
Yeah.
They already gave us Dragon Quest Hero, so it's like they're not going to give us anything.
That and Cloud. And I know they're probably a bit hesitant, but no company is going to look at this as being bad. It's just publicity for their character.
Oh, yeah. Obviously,
and a game that's still doing so well. I can't imagine any negatives to doing that. But sure, with old things, I'm sure that could be something there. But I would love to see Titus. Still would love to see Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Sora.
Another Square. I know.
Sora.
Yeah. And I'm still going to stick another Square, unfortunately. Third Square. God, I'm still going to say Sephiroth. Yeah.
Dude, this Square. Oh, you and the Sephiroth.
I think it'd be so awesome.
I'm so upset at you.
I know.
Every time you say that,
I don't even care. Let me just say this to everybody, to you, to everybody in this building, to everybody listening. I just think it would be so awesome. I don't even care how impossible it would be to negotiate the movements, the justification for things. It's just we have the Mario and the Bowser, we have the DK and the King K rule. I would love to see the Cloud and the Sephiroth, and he wins every time on the best villain. In votes. So
I know he wins the best villain in votes. You always use that as an argument, but it's just like I don't care. We don't need.
It's like I don't care.
I don't care what the people want.
What's the biggest thing? Because it seems like this keeps you up at night. So what's the biggest reason?
The big sword. Like literally, how are you going to tone that down? Like I mean, if he doesn't have the big sword, is he really Sephiroth? Then no, he's not going to be the same character. So why would you want to play him?
What would be wrong with a lot of reach?
Because it would be broken.
Having that giant, I think you could find ways around it.
That giant disjoint, like we already see, like characters like Ike just brute force their way through so many matchups just because of that big disjoint. Like I mean, he can just unga bunga his way to victory.
Yeah.
Just because he can throw it out and be like, doesn't have to worry.
But yet, what tier is Ike?
I mean, Ike is probably like
mid-high.
Okay, I would say low-high, but all right.
Low-high, okay.
Like very, very
either way in that
or
realm,
very high,
but not quite on broken grounds.
Right.
Sephiroth, of course, does have a much longer sword.
Much
the
longer
Mirasami
sword.
is easily super long. I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see. Of course, I agree though. Right? You can't have Sephiroth.
You'd be another magic user too. You have a lot of magic.
Yeah, would he? Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of.
he'd be throwing some meteor. Like the man throws meteors at you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cloud doesn't get to use materia either.
Well, yeah, that is true, but he's
So
also.
I can't imagine.
But his sword
materia.
used to be a lot bigger, right? Because in Smash 4, you
Right,
used to see it used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah. So
And then they had to tone it down. So even they would. I think that's a sign that they probably wouldn't put Sephiroth in, just because
they
they
tone
don't.
that down.
Yeah, they understand that like having a giant disjoint that's like free damage is kind of cheap.
Free damage.
But I don't know.
I think they could definitely architect some things around it that would balance that out, though.
Okay, maybe.
A lot of characters come off that way that have elements of them that seem broken.
Okay, yeah.
But there's things that balance them out. So I think it's definitely possible.
A lot of people are saying that with Game & Watch right now.
Yeah.
So Game & Watch, they were like, oh, the up B is so broken. The up B is so broken. It's like he's got all this good stuff. But it's like, remember, the character's
He's got a lot of bad things, too.
The character's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Like, the character's not that great.
I think that's
just has a couple good
I think that's what makes Smash so great, though, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that are awesome.
Yeah.
You know, Cloud's finishing touch.
Right.
Tons
Cool
of
stuff
things.
like the Luigi down taunt.
Yeah, Luigi down taunt.
Yeah, a ledge, just the kick.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Other than that, like I want to see.
Talk to me about your characters now.
So I want to see Rayman. I still want to see Rayman.
Okay.
I really think
I
that
can get on
Rayman's
that.
going to be in now.
I
really think that Rayman's going to be in. I think that they'll pull Rayman. Rayman's a common enough pick for a lot of people that they would put him in. I know a lot of people are saying like the character from Tales of Symphonia. What is it?
Somebody, I don't know.
Isaac? Is it Isaac? Something like
sure.
Isaac. Isaac something. I know a lot of people saying that. I don't know him that well, so it's like I'm not really gonna pick that. But I really want to see. Maybe Crash. I'll see Crash.
I could see Crash.
I want to see Crash.
I could see Crash.
Yeah, I want to see Crash
on that.
It would be interesting, but I could also see Spyro instead. Like if we get like one of those two, like PS, like the PlayStation royalty.
Sure.
Like I could see that. But
what
also
about Crash Bandicoot riding Spyro? Oh,
no, there would be no way. I mean, I think Spyro would be harder because he's quadrupedal. So we don't have a quadrupedal like character in Smash.
Yeah.
We just don't. So it's like it would look kind of weird. Very interesting. Very unique.
Yeah.
Would have a charge
run on for.
Like he'd have a good dash attack that charge.
Sure.
Do the good dash attack would be awesome. They'd probably put armor on that thing.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Or
So
maybe
Crash Spyro.
I want to see Gex.
Gex. Okay, I can see it. Rayman, I could see.
Yeah, I'm so glad you know who Gex is.
Yeah, I do.
So if Fuyoshi should be like, who's Gex?
Yeah.
Fuyoshi would be like, who that?
Who Gex?
Who that? I don't know who that is.
Shout outs to King Fuyoshi, missing our
Shout out to
third
King
musketeer
Fuyoshi.
here.
I know, that's okay.
And shout outs to Bert as well.
Yeah, shout
I
out
want
to
to show love to Bert. Bert, if you're out there, man, I'm hugging you right now, buddy.
Yeah, I miss you, Bert.
Yeah, miss you, buddy. So, so I think those are some good picks. And you failed to mention Sephiroth. I know he's on your top.
That is true. And I'm not gonna say this again. I know you know why. I just talking about why I don't like Sephiroth.
I'm just rolling
Man, that's a stupid character.
I know. I agree. I think it would be kind
like
of
literally he's a final boss.
It will not happen.
That's a final boss. That's like that's like Alucard. Like when you're fighting Alucard as the boss. Like what if he was the character? What do you make him the character?
What do you think about Titus though? Not too crazy.
Titus,
I don't see why they would do it. He's definitely less popular
than like I
than
said, it's just
Squall.
another Square. I mean, they're not gonna do Squall. Leon is too similar to Cloud.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do another Final Fantasy. I hope they don't. I hope if they do bring another Square, I hope it's Chrono.
Chrono? I don't know that one.
Chrono from Chrono Trigger?
Oh, yeah, from Chrono. Yeah, I only played
Trigger.
Chrono Cross.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that's a sequel. Chrono Trigger is the original. It's the best.
Oh, is that okay? Dope.
Chrono Trigger is like really good. Very, it's very.
Oh my
it's
God.
another Square RPG. You know?
Can we dig a?
What do you say?
Yeah, I think that might be dope. Chrono Cross I played a ton of. Yeah, I didn't play Chrono Trigger, but I heard they're
Chrono Trigger is
good.
Gorgeous, wonderful
Nice.
game, beautiful game.
Guys, can we talk about some news that I'm super excited about? Unfortunately, it's back on the Square bandwagon, but I am so insanely excited. That they just announced that the Final Fantasy VII remake for PS4
That's right.
is going to be getting a classic mode for battle.
That's
so
right.
a lot of people, I'm okay with either one. I love turn-based personally, but I think you should have both. And they did the impossible or the wonderful. And there's an option now instead of free roam, kind of like Kingdom Hearts-esque attacking. You can go to classic mode and you can just do the typical Final Fantasy VII bread and butter turn-based.
Real-time turn-based. Okay, it's not real. It's not real turn-based. It's real-time turn-based.
Real-time turn-based.
I don't like real-time
It's the same
turn-based.
thing.
That's why I don't like
the same
Final
thing.
Fantasy VII.
13.
I know. I don't like that either.
You don't like 13?
I don't like 13.
Okay.
I don't really like any Final Fantasy.
Okay, you're just not a fan of JRPGs, or?
Oh, I love JRPGs. I just don't like
just
Final
not the
Fantasy.
turn-based.
Yeah, the real time turn based is what always turns me off from the game. I always need to be able to like really strategize, like break the game down. So
What about
like,
Final Fantasy X? You could do that on the side. You could see who's gonna go for like the next 20 moves.
Oh really? I didn't know that. Well, I've never played 10. So.
Oh okay.
I've only played like 7, 8, and 13.
Okay, I never played 8. Yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
8 was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another real.
But anyways, super excited to see that, guys. Any Final Fantasy fans out there? Final Fantasy 7 in particular, of course.
Yeah. But it's still out in parts though, pieces though, right?
Yeah. I think they're mostly buttoning things up, and they said March of 2020. So we're really only less than 5 months. Wow.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quickly. I mean, they did tease it like 4 years ago.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah, 2015
yeah, it was
exactly.
4 years
Correct.
ago.
Yep,
I remember when I saw that, and I was like, oh, I never played Final Fantasy 7. And I was just like, okay, cool. Then I played it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to remake it this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but there was always this one Square game that I really liked. It was kind of like a low-key one, but it was called Brave Fencer Musashi.
No, I never played it.
It was another one of those, and it was at the same time as a PlayStation 1 game, and it was the same time as like the Final Fantasy games because it came with like the demo for 8.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I got into Final Fantasy because I had the demo of 8, and that came in like the game pack. You had like the cool like the double disc.
What was the name again?
pack.
I'm sorry.
Brave Fencer Musashi.
Okay, that's why it didn't sell so well.
It's a little crude.
Is that name
it's a little crude, and it's very interesting. They have a lot of jokes that are in there that are like, I don't know how that got by. I don't know how that worked. But it's just like
what's the story?
So the story is it's. First of all, it's based off of like the legendary Musashi, right?
Okay.
The legendary Miyamoto Musashi, like the legendary swordsman.
I don't know.
The kid is not him though, right? He's summoned through a crystal from his dimension into like a war-torn land, and they're like, "Hey, we summoned you. You're the great hero Musashi. Can you help us?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm Musashi, but like."
No.
What the heck is this place?
Right.
And he's just like, and he's like the little kid.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Why is this? Can't be him. He's a kid. He's like, I'm Musashi, all right. And he's got this little sword, and they're like, okay, cool. We'll go get the big sword.
Now we bargain for
so,
it.
Right. So literally, he climbs the tower. Like this is the opening sequence. You climb a tower. You pull the giant sword. The sword is as big as the kid. The sword is literally like it's a cloud sword, but this like little 3-foot kid is like picking up this sword, and this kid's got like he's dual wielding, right? He's like now he's dual wielding. He's just like, cool, I got 2 swords.
So he's got a little Kirito in there, sort of.
Right, and so then he's just like save the empire or whatever, or save the palace from the empire or something like that. Like there's a lot of puns in there, so it's like it's the thirst quencher empire versus the all you can eat palace.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny.
Okay.
It's actually really funny. So all of the all you can eat palace like workers and like people, they're like all like food puns.
Yeah.
This is always like Master Vegeta or something like that. It's like vegetable or something.
Vegetable,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and then there's the Thirst Quencher Empire, which is like General Capricola or whatever. It's like,
okay, that's funny.
Like drinks all.
It seems very fun.
I mean, it's very fun, and like I really like it because it's got like it's got a little bit of a kitschy story.
Yeah.
And then it's got lots of interesting gameplay. It's a free roaming JRPG from top down. It's got rotating map and everything.
Yeah. When did it come out?
This was like must have been. Well, it was PlayStation 1, so it must have been 19...
Was it after Final Fantasy 7? You said it came with a demo for 8?
It came with a demo for 8.
So probably around 98, 99.
Yeah, 98.
Final Fantasy 7 was 97.
Right in the turn of the millennium.
Yeah, and so that's a huge important part for gaming, right? And especially with Final Fantasy 7 having those polygons.
Right.
They got
exactly.
So
He's very
much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I wish I could show you like what the characters look like. I'll show you later. I mean, it's actually like low key one of my favorite games. Like I mean, it holds a special place in my heart. Like not just because
that's
of the
what games are about,
it's
bro.
like it's just fun.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun watching him like. The kid like almost curse out the elder or whatever because he's like taking too long.
That's how games. That's
so fun.
That's exactly how games should be.
It's so fun.
I had a lot of games like that, of course.
It's a little dark though, actually, now that I remember.
Oh, does it?
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, a lot of games are like that. I mean, Final Fantasy VII was super dark like that.
Right.
I mean, one of the best-selling games of all time.
Right,
used graphics that weren't available or weren't widely used at the time.
The
story in Final Fantasy VII is one of the best ever made.
Right. So there's like this sequence where like there's the town, one of the local towns gets like taken over or like at night the Vambies, which are like half vampire, half zombie,
Yeah,
like
I thought you were
roam.
gonna say like half vampire, half Bambi.
No, half
That's
Bambi.
terrifying.
Yeah,
Cute
like,
and
dude,
will eat
vampire
you?
deer,
Dang.
dude, vampire deer. That's crazy.
Vampire deer.
No, these guys are just kind of slow, and they walk around they walk around the town, and like one of them poisons a local kid, and you have to go like find like magic water from a well, and if
Yeah.
you don't come back in time, the kid turns into one of them, and you're like,
Oh.
oh god. So it's like that's kind of
fun.
that's like, oh man, but I mean. You can
All right.
fail it. You can fail it.
I'm
and
looking
just
this
keep going.
game up tonight.
This is a good game.
I'll check it
It's
out.
for PlayStation 1. You can
I
probably
can't remember.
find
I'm
an
sorry. I can't remember.
an emulator. Wait, did I say that?
No.
Did I say that? I didn't say that.
Yeah. What was the name of the game?
And then it's Brave Fencer Musashi.
Brave Fencer Musashi. I'm
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
That's
Nice.
funny. Anyway, well, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about tonight?
I think that's mostly it, guys. So we do apologize for being off air for a little while.
Yeah,
We've
got to settle in all the new stuff, but we are here, and we're back with a vengeance.
Yeah, back with vengeance for sure. We got the awesome new studio courtesy of #Gaming Arena.
Yeah, big
these
shout
guys
out to
doing
them.
some really big things.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. They got some big stuff on the horizon. So keep an eye out. They'll be doing some big things soon. So if you're in the area, make sure you keep an eye out.
Yeah, definitely keep your eyes and ears out.
And
for
remember,
them.
Rig the Bracket is the next big tournament at the Cave tomorrow.
Mhm.
If you're out in the area, if you're MDVA and you're going to do it,
Yeah,
make sure you come out.
yeah, we do have the cave.
October 12th. Oh.
Yes, it is October 12th.
October 12th.
Is our monthly. It's going to be amazing. One of the best showcases for Smash around, as we were talking about earlier, with the unpredictability of who could show up. So if you guys are around the area
sure.
within an hour's drive,
That's
or you want to make a road trip on a weekend,
That's true.
cannot recommend enough visiting the Cave Fairfax.
You got that right.
An amazing place for Smash. I think that covers it just for this weekend. Nerf, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, good way to get back in the foray, and we'll
Yeah.
definitely have much more for you next week, so make sure to tune in then as well.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you next time.
Absolutely.
Bye.